Dudes to Dads is a podcast to help men understand and navigate the transition of being a single dude into a family man. How do we make sense of it all? Well, we probably won't be able to, but let's go ahead and have some fun trying. And we're back.
We are back.
I'm Jason Kreidman.
I'm Alan Bush.
And this is Dudes to Dads. So welcome.
Yes, how's everyone today?
Everyone's doing good. Everyone is me.
You.
I'm the one guy here.
Exactly. I'm the other guy.
I think we're both doing well.
Yeah,
actually, you know what? I feel like I got a lot of energy today.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I didn't have the caffeine.
When I came in, you were pretty pumped.
You know what it was? Is I've been working on some exciting things as it relates to Dudes to Dads.
Right.
And I kind of got over a hump.
Yeah.
Today.
It's always good to get that milestone.
I can't really say what yet because I haven't launched it. I mean, not that it's like top secret information.
No, but still. Yeah.
But basically, I'm working on some things, and like I kind of made a breakthrough.
Yeah.
I've been working and trying to get some things going, and like I just been struggling, and then boom, it worked. And today was the day.
Cool.
So that's maybe why I have a lot of energy.
That's great.
It feels great.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Topic for today: creating memories with your kids.
Okay.
We talked some time ago, actually it wasn't even that long ago, episode 45 about traditions.
Yes.
And a lot of the tradition stuff had, or was about creating memories.
Right.
That was a big part of these traditions, and we talked about the various traditions that a family can have, what you can do to create these memories. So, when someone's on their deathbed, they're not going to say, well, I should have spent more time at the office. They're going to say, well, I should have created memories and spend time with the people that I love, and that kind of thing. So, really, really important to create these memories with your children. And what spawned this, because I always like to give some context of like how I don't, pulling these topics out of my intestinal tract, is I did another camping trip with my son this past weekend. This one was actually just privately, not with a huge group. We went with another friend and his sons. Yeah. And the memory, and I thought of that about creating a memory, and what specifically was I text after we were done, because I didn't have cell service, I texted my wife a picture of my son and me near the fire, like hanging out, and she wrote back like, what an amazing memory for him. Yeah. I wish I had that with my dad. Oh, because she grew up with a single mom, and I was like, whoa, like, that's true, and those kind of memories. And granted, I would love to say that I put that much thought into it, which there is.
I thought camping was cool.
Well, there is some thought. I enjoy it. We go and we do create those memories, but the idea that those kinds of things are ingrained in your head of like, that's an experience that they won't forget. For sure. And especially if you're doing it reoccurringly. Yeah. You're doing it over and over. So we had just a great time, my friend and his boys, and we just hung out, and we actually went hiking. We did a bunch of stuff.
Cool. We did campfire stuff.
We made s'mores with Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, that's the best.
Yes, which I had never had.
Someone did that not too long ago.
I thought we invented it, so great. I appreciate that. I was going to patent
I don't think it was Reese's cups, but it's something similar to that. What they had.
And then the other one, which I was introduced to at a different camp out, it's called a banana boat. And literally, you take a banana in tinfoil, you slice open the banana, and you stuff in marshmallows and chocolate, close up the tinfoil, and put that on the fire. Wow. It was quite good. A little messy for the 5 and 6 year old over there, but
that's the fun of it. Right?
But it was good. So, but creating memories. So I want to get back to this. One of the things is time, and time is really one of the most important things we have. And so, with children, it's not even so much the amount of time versus the quality of the time. Right. And this was brought up. I was talking to a friend. He had a single mom as well, and he was recalling that he had spent, once in a while with his dad. Like he would do a weekend with his dad and go travel because they were divorced, and she had custody, and yet he has really fond memories of that because that time that he spent with his dad was really, really concentrated. Yeah. It was having fun, it was talking, it was interacting, before cell phones.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of distractions. His dad would make sure that he wasn't working. He didn't have the distractions, so that when his son was in town, it was like full on.
Yeah.
I'm here for
all
you.
the attention. Yeah.
Yeah, and so those memories are really fun. And so even though he didn't, spend all that much time with him, he still has a positive relationship with him as a result of that.
Right.
So for people that might be listening, and maybe you don't have a lot of time with your child, but if you're in a situation like that, where whether you're divorced, or even if you are together and you're a weekend dad, or you don't get a lot of time,
you might work a lot. Or
it's making that time really, really good quality.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think for myself have to practice, because I do work a lot.
Yeah.
I run my own company. We do this stuff. This is time. Like right now, it's in the evening. I'm not having dinner with my kids.
Yeah,
right. I'm allowed to do that. Once in a while. But at the same time, making sure, like I did this weekend, of having that one-on-one time. Was really concentrated. Was really fun.
Yeah.
It's like full attention towards my kid.
Right.
And making sure that we do that. So I think it's just really, really important, because the children are going to remember those times. Right. So, for me, I have a lot of family memories. And I don't know for you, if, you look back at what are those memories, whether it's situations like you said with your grandparents where they taught you something, or it was a situation where you got to go somewhere. It's just a really, really nice thing to look back on and have those fond memories.
Sure.
And I was fortunate enough to have a lot of those. So, the other thing too is now we take so many more pictures.
Everything's documented.
Yeah, everything's documented.
You can get video, pictures, all on your phone.
Yeah,
which you could probably send to Instagram, Facebook, or whatever.
Right. Everything is documented now, that it's really not that big of a deal.
But still.
So I wanted to offer some ways to connect with your child. And so these are a couple things that we came up with. So the first one is to go on a one-on-one vacation. Mm-hmm. So if you have a spouse, don't bring the spouse.
Right.
Go one-on-one with them. If you have multiple children, leave one of the children at home, 2 of the children, 5 of the children, however many you have. Take one.
Okay.
That's not easy to do, but that's kind of something that I can say that I'm able to do.
And as you said, it's about the quantity of time, about the quality of time, not the quantity. So it could be for a day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It could be doing an activity.
Yeah.
I'm kind of saying on a vacation, which means I think a minimum a weekend.
Yeah. Take a break from your normal.
Take a break from the normal and take it, and it doesn't have to be expensive. We're talking about you could. If you can't afford to go overnight somewhere, then go out for the day, go to a park, go on a hike,
right?
Just whatever, walk around. It doesn't matter, but it's spending that quality time talking and doing those things, interacting. It sounds easier than it is, and it's interesting because I remember talking to dads in the meetup group and asking when's the last for the people who had multiple children, when's the last time you spent one-on-one with your child? It's not a common thing,
right?
Because you're a group.
Yeah.
You're a family. It might be, I took him to soccer and her to this and him.
Yeah, but it's
that's not the quality time we're talking about.
Right.
So, the other, schedule a regular date with your child. So, as an example, maybe it's Sunday night you have dinner with your daughter, something like that, or you could go for a walk. Every Saturday morning we go for a walk, me and my kid.
Yeah.
Something like that that's on a regular basis, that your child can look forward to and that you look forward to.
Right.
So call it making a date, something like that.
Yeah.
Another one, making holidays significant. And now this came up in the traditions.
Yeah.
So
a lot of times surrounds the holiday.
Yeah. So in your house, were holidays a big deal?
I could say they weren't a huge deal, but Christmas time was a big deal, and my grandparents and my parents. Yeah.
So do you have fond memories of those?
I do. Yeah. Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah.
It's one of those other holidays that is a really big deal because my grandma and my mother are really awesome cooks.
Yeah.
So it's the food was always great, and everyone's having a good time. So those are good holidays.
Yeah, that's something for me was definitely big. My parents made a big deal of holidays, whatever it was, whether it was birthdays or whatever. It just, holidays were a big deal. They made a big deal, and not even so much that big gifts and stuff, but just a family time to get together.
Yeah.
And we knew that and so going into adulthood, it was like, okay, it's so-and-so's birthday, we're all getting together. Like, it was a big deal. And then you also look forward to it as yourself when you're kind of selfishly like, everyone's coming together for me, you know? But in other holidays as well.
Right.
Another one, make a regular dinner night. Mm-hmm. And as you know, we do that.
Oh, for sure.
Friday night, Mexican dinner, kids look forward to it, I look forward to it, my wife looks forward to it. Guacamole. Just have something that is a regular, whether that's pizza Saturdays, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is.
We would do that on Friday, especially when I was younger. I lived with my grandparents. Like my grandfather would do, like Friday would be pizza or something.
Yeah,
Paul's Pizza or something.
Yeah, no, it's cool, and you look forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then as an adult, looking back and remembering that.
Yeah,
and you can take pictures on Instagram now.
Now you can document.
Another one's rooting for a team. So whether you watch or even attend a sporting event, just being sure to include the kids.
Yeah. It's funny. I grew up in a really big sporting area. I mean, technically didn't live in Boston, but we rooted for the Boston team. So I lived in Cape Cod, which is just 70 miles from Boston.
Right.
So all the Massachusetts teams. I mean, and even to this day, I think when Boston was going on that winning streak in the year 2000s, like they won almost every single sporting event, major sporting event, and even more recently the Patriots won. But like, I think of my grandfather because he's always rooting for him. He's always rooting for the Celtics.
It kind of makes that connection.
The Red Sox, so I have that connection with him. I'm like, I want my grandpa's team to win. I don't care who they're playing. I don't really care that much about sports. But I like sports, but I don't really watch it that much. But with kids, it's like, get them into it and have fun with it.
Yeah, for sure, and that's something and that I think people do, like whether they're tailgating and they bring the kids in, and it's just it can be whether it's a college team or even a local high school team or something like that. That's an opportunity to sort of bring the family together and create those memories. I remember as a kid, we went to all of the high school football games because my sister was in cheerleading. Oh yeah, and so we would go there, and those were great memories. I mean, I was from probably 5th and 6th grade was going to the high school football games, and that was a big deal in our town, kind of like the Friday Night Lights, thing. And I didn't play football, but and then when you get to high school, I do other things, but all before that, it was a big deal to go to that. It was a family thing. We all went. So that was cool. Sharing a hobby together. That's something that you can create a memory with. My dad had collected coins. And so for a little bit of a time, I remember collecting those coins and sort of sharing that and showing with him or showing him the stuff and doing that. I ended up doing baseball cards. We had an episode on
that's right.
As a specific as one kind of hobby, but there's other hobbies too. I mean, whether you love to dance or you love music or you love anything else, and that often happens in families, like in our family, it's funny because our kids now want to like exercise because my wife and I exercise a lot. So it's like, but for families,
a good example.
Yeah, but families that are musicians, or dancers or something. The family is brought into that mix.
Yeah, I have a friend that makes her living basically dancing and being an artist. She sells her art or does a show with her sister, and her parents are artists and dancers. So she just melded them all combined into her. Right. So it's really cool to have that. And she can dance and jam with her parents.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's something to share and kind of enjoy. And I think as a kid you pick up that you pick those up a lot just because it's what you see. It's really cool.
It is cool.
Take a lot of pictures and or videos. So which we
not a problem these days.
Yeah. I mean, record. One of the things I was thinking of is recording regular things that you do that you don't necessarily think that much about. As an example, when your kids are younger, you're probably reading to them at night. Maybe record that.
We talked a little bit about this, but who Jay Moore is? Yeah. Yeah, he does Periscope, and one time he put it at himself, and he's just reading to his son. And he didn't show his son. He just showed him reading to his son. Right. And people were like eating it up. They just thought it was cute, and that he's just talking about stuff, and then, he puts airs his life on Periscope.
Yeah, no, it's something that it's cool to document. Like whether maybe it was a grandparent, like your grandparent reading. I mean, I have some video of my mom singing to my son that's just priceless. I mean, my mom passed away, so it's like watching those videos is just incredible. Like to see, her holding him and singing and so getting that interaction is really, really cool. So I can imagine too, as a parent, just these are things that you kind of do every day that you don't I don't know that you think about them a lot. Like I don't
Right,
like even
yeah.
bath time and those kind of things.
Yeah.
But it ends.
Yeah.
It ends at some point.
I know,
Like
yeah.
I gave my kids probably their last bath already. Like they take showers. You know?
Right. Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
giving the kid a bath is like it's a milestone, or like
Yeah.
at least when they're old. Like I was gonna say, changing the diapers, you don't need to videotape that. But, but
Keep
reading
those
to
videos to
them,
yourself.
and there are some things now. It's funny. We go back. My wife and I go back, and we're like, oh, what did we do with that? Like, what was? I remember a song that we used to sing,
Yeah.
and like we forget.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it would have been kind of cool to record some of those things that
Yeah.
that you remember. So. Nowadays, this was back a couple years ago.
I know, it's like, it's so strange, like the technology has advanced so much. Like I wish I had that technology. My grandma passed away about 10 years ago, and my grandmother was such a wonderful lady that I would love to have captured some of some of the moments. She was funny and
Yeah.
a cool person, like, so I was like,
Even just on audio.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like I'm glad like my grandfather's still alive. He's 95,
Yeah.
and so there's a lot of pictures being taken of him now, and,
Right.
so we can get that capture him at least.
That's cool.
So it is pretty cool.
That is cool. Another one, give them something of yours or like keepsakes.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever it might be. It's funny, I went, the company we both used to work for, we did go-kart racing.
Oh, that's
and
right,
I got
yeah.
a plaque because I went like second place
Yeah.
or something like that. So I came home and I had it, and my son was looking at it one day and was like, oh, what is that? It's so cool. And I was like, well, you can have it. He idolizes this thing. It's like on his desk still. This is like 2 years later, 3 years later.
Yeah.
It's on his desk and he loves it.
Yeah,
And it's like
yeah.
this. It's just this car racing little thing.
Yeah.
Like, but for whatever reason, and maybe it's because I gave it to him or whatever. He just loves it.
Yeah.
And so, things like that. A lot of times it's like grandma will pass down a necklace or a bracelet or a jewels or something like that.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things are really, really special, and those
Yeah.
create memories that way.
For sure.
So that's something that's really cool.
Yeah.
Another thing, kind of the last thing, be sure to attend important ceremonies.
Right.
So what I mean by that is not every soccer game on the weekend is an absolute must.
Sure.
That you have to be there. It's nice if you're there.
Yeah.
But single events like graduations,
Dance
performances,
recital. Yeah.
things like that,
Yeah. Play.
you want to make sure that you're there and take the pictures.
Yeah.
Because in the future you're going to look back, and we've now had a couple of those moments where I can look back at those pictures and just like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool to see your kid do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So make every effort, to be there.
Sure.
So that's kind of rounding it out of how to create memories with your kids.
Yeah.
If you guys have any suggestions, shoot us an email, podcast@dudestodads.com, Twitter, dudes@dudestodads, and Facebook,
Dudes to Dad's calm.
dudestodads.com.
Right.
Also, 5-star reviews, we'd love them.
Please do that.
On iTunes and Stitcher.
Yeah.
Of course, what I was looking at the statistics again today, and just thank you everybody to supporting us. The countries now are just it's all over the place.
Yeah, it's
and
really
we've got
neat.
downloads from all over the world.
Yeah.
It's really, really amazing.
Yeah.
If you're in another country other than the US where we are,
Yeah.
please send us an email and let us know, one, how you found us and what you like about it, because it's really, really interesting to see that, like, which episodes are being seen in which countries and stuff, and like what
I
kind
would
of
like to hear
resonates.
about traditions and things of
Totally,
different countries.
totally. It'd be really, really interesting. So we welcome that. I'm going to leave with a quote, and this is a quote that I came up with.
Okay.
By
To quote yourself.
I kind of in reading, and I saw some other things. Your children aren't going to remember the things you bought them; they will remember the time you spent with them.
Yep. I would totally agree with that.
And that's when to grow up.
Ding.
Yeah. So with that, Alan, thank you again for
Thank you.
another episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we will see you guys next week.
See you next week.